So you've got a dog or multiple dogs and you're trying to figure out what your pet containment options are. I'm going to review with you all the different options that you have and what will work for you. In this video, I review and compare dog tie-out stakes, fences, wireless fence, or a pen/kennel. Each pet containment type has its pros and its cons, so let's get started. Let's start with dog tie-out stakes. Dog tie-out stakes are a great option if you are on a budget or need something immediately. Dog tie-out stakes are generally inexpensive and quick to install. On the other hand, many dog tie-out companies use composite metals instead of steel or do not support the weights they say they do. Be sure to choose a dog tie-out stake that has more than enough strength to hold your dog and has real reviews to back it up, not paid reviews. There are many companies that pay for reviews. You'll see thousands of reviews, and it's a new product, and you wonder how they got those. That's how. If you have multiple dogs, there is only one dog tie-out stake on the market, patented to hold 2 dogs and keep them tangle-free, the double dog run system, which is our system. Overall, a dog tie-out stake is a staple necessity for most dog owners and is perfect for travel and camping with your pets. The next option we will discuss is a fence. A fence can bring many benefits, but requires significant investment, planning, paperwork, and time, not to mention going through zoning or HOA. On the upside, a fence can give you and your pets complete privacy and security, keeping your dog in the yard and from others from coming into your area. Most of us know the ups and downs of a fence with regard to security. However, some dogs like to dig, so look out for that. If you have a digging dog, you may want to make a fence that is in the ground deeper so they can't dig under it. Remember, not all neighborhoods allow fences, so be sure to check and see if your HOA before you decide anything. Next up, we have the wireless fences or e-fences. Some of these require installment under the ground, and some of them come with a base system, which basically is a GPS area where the collars can be tracked. A wireless fence can be a great option for difficult terrains that make it hard to build a fence, but tie-outs can also be used for that too. A wireless fence can provide longer distances to roam depending on the system you install. On the downside, these systems can be costly as well and will require additional costs for batteries, etc. Additionally, wireless fences may not be good for high traffic areas. If your dog is not trained properly on the boundaries, it can break the boundary line and could hesitate to come back into the boundary due to the penalty type that the collar provides, which is often a shock or a vibration or sound. But you know your dog best, and if you have the commitment to train your dog on the boundaries of these wireless fences and areas, then this may be a good option for you. Moving on, let's talk about pens and kennels. A pen or kennel can be a good option if you need your dog completely secure with zero worry of escape. Pens or kennels are entirely enclosed from bottom to top. The downside of these enclosures is that the size is limited. These can be as low as a couple $100s into the thousands, depending on what type you get. Let's go through some of the main bullet points that people look for. Cost. If you go with a dog tie-out stake, it's always going to be your lowest initial costs. And if you get a really good system, similar to our system, the double dog run system, it'll last for years and you won't have to replace it. So those are the less expensive options, and they're also portable. Your physical fence, you know what that involves. It's very expensive and it requires a decent investment. Then you have your wireless or e-collars or e-fences or whatnot, and those are moderate to expensive. Plus, they're going to include, battery replacements, all that good stuff, and upkeep. Now you have your kennels or outdoor pens. Those are somewhere in the moderate to expensive area, but those are not portable and they cannot be moved. Let's go through the setup. Obviously, a dog tie-out stake is the quickest and easiest thing to set up. A fence is going to require a while to construct, planning, all that good stuff. As far as a wireless fence or e-fence goes, Obviously, it's going to take a little bit of time to install. You're going to have to pay for that. But if you go with a base system and you have the GPS, you're still going to need to take the time to train your dog on the limits and the different sounds, and depending on the penalty that you give it through the collar. Many of them are shock collars, and some people aren't comfortable with that. Moving on to the kennels or outdoor enclosures. Those are going to just require some construction. You probably get the parts and pieces in, or a company will come out and build it for you. It shouldn't take too much time. Security. As far as security goes, it depends with dog tie-outs what you get. You do not want to get something that is cheap, that looks cheap, that is super small, says that it holds a certain amount of certain amount of weight, but it really doesn't. You want to go with a system that has a warranty, that has real reviews and not paid reviews. That's the biggest thing when it comes to dog tie-out stakes. There's hundreds of them on Amazon and across the board, and you want to get something that's quality, that's going to last, and comes with a warranty. Our system, Double Dog Run, lasts for a long time. We've had customers that have had it for 7 years, even more than that, 10 years, and only call when they need like a replacement part here or there. But for the most part, they last for a very long time. We built them to last. Next, let's check out the security on a fence. Obviously, it's high security unless you have a jumper or a digger. When it comes to the e-fences, security depends on the training, but it's not going to keep other dogs from coming into the yard. This is the same thing with dog tie-out stakes, but at least you know that your dog's in place and isn't going to chase the other animal down the road or whatnot. You know they're going to stay there, and that's only if you get a quality dog tie-out stake. Let's move on to the pens. You know those are completely secure. They're all enclosed top to bottom. They can't dig out, all that good stuff. But, of course, that limits your dog's ability to move around. Let's talk about durability and longevity. Dog tie-outs, again, it depends on the quality of the dog tie-out. Most of them are made very cheap in China and fall apart and don't last very long. So you definitely want to get a quality one. Again, I'm going to plug ourselves, the Double Dog Run. We made it to last. We do not play around when it comes to quality. Moving on to fences. You got mid to high durability, longevity. You're going to have to upkeep depending on what the fence is made of. So if you are going to build a fence, make sure it's made of something that's going to last and not break apart. You have the vinyl fences. They tend to crack in the winter, so be real careful with those. Let's move on to the wireless and e-fences for durability and longevity. I've seen these over the years. I've seen people who had e-fences and they just stopped working. They don't want to go back through it. If you have something with the base and the GPS tracker, that might be a little bit easier to replace. And I'm not sure how long those last because they haven't been on the market for very long. As far as dog pens go, again, that's based on the material that they're made of. Most of the time, they should last for years and years with no issue. But yet again, you have limited room to move. Let's move on to the safety aspects. A dog tie-out is going to be mid to high safety. Again, it depends on the type of dog tie-out that you get. If you get a cheaper dog tie-out, you're going to have a mid-grade safety component. If you go with a higher grade dog tie-out like ours, the Double Dog Run, you will end up with a steel-clad system where your dog is safely secured. However, that does not keep other dogs from coming in, but it will keep your dog from chasing them off and running down the road, which is a good thing. Fences, they're very high security with the exception of diggers and other thing, and people walking by don't have to be so scared. When it comes to your e-fences and your GPS fences, this gets a little scary for people if you're living in a neighborhood, because when you're walking by, you're not sure if the dog is actually has an e-collar, if they're going to just get excited and break through the barrier. So again, that comes with training and making sure. So we rated these as low to mid because nothing keeps anything from coming in or anything from your dog getting overly excited and breaking the barrier. Lastly, with pens, obviously the safety is high. It's completely enclosed. Nothing can get in, nothing can get out. As far as portability, I think this speaks for itself. Dog tie-out stakes are portable. Fences and kennels are not. E-fences, unless they're the GPS base plates, are not portable. Do you need training to use a dog tie-out? No. Do you need training to put them in a fence? No. Do you need training to use a wireless or e-fence? Yes. Do you need training for a pen? No. The next topic is flexibility with boundary lines. Your boundary lines are how far the dog can go. If you have a dog tie out stake, most dog tie out stakes, you want to keep them at 20 feet, no less, which would be, a 40-foot diameter running space. Now, if you get the double dog run, you can get cables that are up to 40 feet, which would give the dogs a complete 80-foot. Additionally, the double dog run is portable along with other dog tie out stake systems. And I think the other systems speak for themselves. Again, you have limited issues or limited mobility, flexibility when it comes to a fence or when it comes to a pen. When it comes to the wireless e-fences or whatnot, if you get the ones that are buried in the ground, once it's set, it's kind of set unless you want to re-dig it up. If you have the other ones, the GPS ones, you should be able to take those with you, but you'll have to reset the boundary lines. In conclusion, you ultimately know what will and won't work for you and your pets when it comes to pet containment options. We hope this breakdown helps you determine if a dog tie out stake or fence or wireless fence and pen is best for your needs. Obviously, we make and manufacture the double dog run system, which is the strongest, most heavy duty dog tie out stake system and the only tangle-free 2-dog tie out stake for dogs. If you are interested in checking us out, we do sell it here on the TikTok shop, and we also have it on our website and other platforms. Please feel free to reach out to us, message us through our website or on here. We are happy to answer any questions for you. And I guess that's it. Thank you so much for your time. I hope that this helped you decide on which containment option is best for you. This is Kim with Double Dog Run.